Okay.
So is the butter cold that's in there right now?
It's important that the butter and the dough are the same temperature. So they're actually it's cool. It's not cold.
Okay.
Because when butter's hard, you can't roll it.
Right.
And if it's too soft, it will incorporate into the dough. So what you want to you want to make sure that the dough, when you roll it, the butter stays flat as opposed to working itself into the dough, which is what creates the layers.
All those delicious pockets.
Right. Okay, so in croissant, we do what's called turns.
Okay.
So
you're kind of folding it in as you go?
Exactly.
All right.
And I will...
And then you brush?
I brush.
Wow.
And then that is the first turn.
Okay. That's all of those steps
Yes.
is the first turn.
So that's the first turn. And then we do this twice more, so 3 times in total.
Wow.
So, and as you keep rolling, the gluten in the dough does get stronger and stronger, so you do have to let the dough rest at some point as well.
Okay.
So I will at least
after you do the folds.
Yes.
Okay.
And I will at least do the second turn, and we'll see if we can do the third one, because sometimes it just needs a bit of rest.
Okay.
Okay. So and that is the second turn.
That's the second turn. Okay.
So every time you roll out, you fold it the opposite way.
Okay.
And as you keep rolling, so the butter and the dough are layered.
Layers.
Butter and dough, butter and dough.
Yes, you can see that.
And so we'll do this one more time.
Okay. Does it need to rest?
It does need to rest.
All
so
right.
I could try it, but it will be very stiff. So.
Okay. And how long do you let it rest for if you need to?
Generally about 30 minutes.
Okay.
Sometimes 20.
Okay.
Kind of depends on the conditions. So, yeah, so I can tell it's too strong to continue.
Okay.
So I will let it rest. So at this point, and then we will give it one more fold, and then it will rest again in the refrigerator for about 2 hours before we move on to the next process.
And which is?
The rolling of the sheet of the dough, and then cutting the actual croissant into shape.
Okay.
Yeah, so we can do that next. That's right.
Okay.
So we've finished our turns. The dough has rested.
Okay.
And we're going to roll it out and cut the croissant into shape.
Okay.
And then roll it up. So
and you can see
that
the difference between when we finished and what it looks like when it's all rested and turned
and because it's a yeasted dough, so it will, as it's resting in the fridge, it will elevate a little and start to do its yeast thing.
Right.
So.
Now, how tough is it to roll that dough?
Do you want to
try
hard?
Is it hard? I don't know.
It's very easy. It's very easy with practice.
I would have thought with it being cooler that it. Well, actually, that would make it easier, wouldn't it? If it's cooler. A little bit?
Yes. So with when as you're working the gluten structure of the dough, it makes it a lot stronger. So now since it's rested, it's a lot easier to roll out.
All right. There is such a science to baking, right? We're talking about gluten structures and all these chemical reactions that make all those delicious things that we taste.
And normally I would do this on a machine as well, but for just for our sake
I'm happy
here,
to watch you do it
by
like
hand.
this. Yeah, that's great.
I used to do it all by hand anyway, so.
Well, because, you know, at De La Terre, you must make hundreds of croissants a day, right? You couldn't possibly do this by hand, no.
And on our busiest day, it's probably close to 1,000 croissants.
1,000?
And that's including cheese, plain, and pain au chocolat.
Oh, and the cheese croissants are my particular favorite. They are spectacular. And the plain. Ken likes the plain. I haven't tried the chocolate ones yet, though. So.
Okay. So what I'm going to do now is
cut them.
This particular dough cuts into 12.
Okay.
And the pain au chocolat is cut a little bit differently, but
Okay.
we'll do the triangle, the more traditional croissant for this one.
Okay.
And it gets cut, and there are various gadgets that they have to cut into things,
Okay.
to the shapes, but I tend to do it by hand.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Okay. So with experience, I've kind of...
And then you can just readjust if it... Wow,
Yeah.
I would have thought if you made the mark in the dough, then that was it. You'd have to start over again.
Sometimes we put in chocolate and raspberry for the fresh season.
Oh, when are you doing those? Did I miss it?
We've been doing them actually this past weekend.
Okay. Well, that sounds amazing. Do you do any other variations with seasonal fruit, or cause we've got so much great local fruit here?
Yeah, not so much in the croissant. We probably stick more to chocolate and strawberry or chocolate and raspberry.
Okay.
Sometimes we'll do some more savory ones as well. Asparagus is really good with cheese.
Oh, yes.
So different variations on a theme, but
I think I need to go eat some croissants.
and so once we're all finished, then this will be set on a tray, and it will need to proof.
Okay.
So it'll take anywhere from an hour to 2 hours, depending on the atmosphere.
Okay.
And then we bake it, and in about 10 to 20 minutes, we'll have it ready.
So when you say depending on the atmosphere, what does that mean?
Yes. So welcome to Canada, and our humidity tends. Doughs tend to go a little bit faster with humidity. We're lucky in our new space here that we have air conditioning. So if you have something closer to the oven, then it'll go a little faster.